This is what everyone gets a lot more excited about when they talk about spiritual gifts.
That's what I want to know.
Yeah,
So.
like some people will be a lot more intuitive.
Mm-hmm.
Some people will receive a lot of downloads and messages. Some people will have a very sharp awareness. They're very aware. Even from a young age, they see even parents argue and they assess it all in their brain. They don't react, you know. Sometimes people have it's like a sixth sense, intuition. Some people have natural healing powers, you know, it becomes very natural to them. They feel energies. Some people are more empaths. They feel other people's emotions, even when people don't talk about it.
Hello everyone, namaste, and welcome to another episode with Master. My name is Nishma, and I'm here with Master Sri Akarshana. And today's episode, I just wanted to ask you this question regarding something that I've been hearing people talk about, and it's about spiritual gifts. I hear people talking about this, and how do they know, what exactly is this? How do they know what their gift is, and where does it come from?
Spiritual gifts, we can look a little bit like natural talent. So, you know, sometimes some people, they come into this world, you see some kids very naturally talented at things. And some kids just are very, very new to a lot of things. Like no matter how they learn, it seems like they're very slow at learning. But people are not slow at learning. It's really to do with what was carried on from our soul. Like we can say everybody has physical skills that we learn in this lifetime.
Yeah.
Let's say, for example, I learned how to cook in this lifetime.
Yeah.
So I know I learned that because I remember learning it, and I remember not knowing how to cook. I also remember learning how to play football in this lifetime. I was so bad at football. But then you have some kids who they're really, really young, and they pick up a ball and they're just playing so fast, and you're like, whoa, how do you do that?
Yeah.
That is...
It's like no-brainer for them. They can
Yeah,
just do it.
that is your soul gifts, which we can say also spiritual gifts, because it's something that has been carried on.
So you mean from their past lives?
From past life, right? And like, before we get into purpose and things, I want to ask you, what do you think, how would you identify what your spiritual gifts are?
How would I identify?
And everybody at home as well, how would you identify? Comment below. What do you think your spiritual gifts are? Something that came natural to you.
Yeah, I didn't really know what spiritual gifts meant until you mentioned something that comes to you naturally. So for me, it's dancing, something that I love to do.
When you did it the first time, did it come easy?
Yes, so it came really easy to me.
Yeah, there you go. Like dancing doesn't come easy to me. So I know that in my past, so my soul does not recognize dancing. Yeah. So like some people, they can start dancing straight away, and you tell them the beats and then they'll get the beat straight away. Some people, you keep telling them, and then their left, right foot and everywhere, everything is all over the place, right? So it's that same thing. So apart from that, what other things comes natural to you? By the way, it doesn't have to be singing and dancing. I know some people are like, oh, it's singing, dancing, sport. It doesn't have to be like that. It could be that you naturally keep things tidy all the time. It could be you naturally like looking after or taking care of people. It could be that you naturally have some leadership traits. Like some people, they naturally like to lead and command people, you know? Some people have these traits.
To care for people, naturally.
So what other things? Caring for people?
Caring for people, just kindness.
Okay, so kindness seems like a spiritual gift for you. Dancing is a spiritual gift for you. What else?
Well, you mentioned not to. I was thinking about like drawing and painting. Things like that. So think
artistic, creativity.
Creativity, coming up with different ideas. Again, creativity. What else? I guess those are the major things.
Okay. Then with spiritual gifts, usually I break it down into two parts. Spiritual gifts, we talk about the common things, which is the foundations from the soul, memory, and things like that. Then we talk about the second part, which are the supernatural powers. This is what everyone gets a lot more excited about when they talk about spiritual gifts.
That's what I want to know.
Yeah, like some people will be a lot more intuitive. Some people will receive a lot of downloads and messages. Some people will have a very sharp awareness. They're very aware. Even from a young age, they see even parents argue and they assess it all in their brain. They don't react, Sometimes people have like a sixth sense, intuition. Some people have natural healing powers, it becomes very natural to them. They feel energies. Some people are more empaths. They feel other people's emotions, even when people don't talk about it, right? So let's talk about your supernatural gifts. And everyone at home again, please type inside the comments below. How do you recognize what your supernatural gifts are? And if you start putting these together, which we'll do at the end, you'll actually be able to link it to your purpose in this lifetime. It's a very fun exercise we're doing here. Okay. So what would you say was your supernatural gifts or powers?
I believe I have yet to figure a lot of them out, but what I feel is I'm more an empath, and I'm more sensitive to energies. And I believe I'm able to be more connected to energies, so I can heal myself whenever I'm really consciously putting my focus into my hands, and so some energy healing, but yet to work on that, yet to figure out more of my gifts, I believe. But I think so far it's just some energy work.
Okay, so things to do with energy work, healing.
Yes, healing.
Okay, very cool. So we've got that second part of it. Now, the third part of it, what do we need to start looking at? We need to start asking ourselves the question, what do other people need? Yeah. Because finding our purpose, our life purpose or our higher purpose comes from service. Mm-hmm. What do other people need that you may have?
Healing.
Okay, yeah. People may need healing, you have. Based on what you said before, what else does people need that you have? Love and care.
Love and care, love
right.
and kindness.
Okay, love and care, love and kindness, you have. Number 3.
Inspiration to not be stuck where they are. I guess they need a voice, they need someone to push them.
Okay, inspiration, motivation.
Motivation, so.
Okay, number 3. What else do people need that you have? And everybody at home as well.
Joy.
What do people need that you have, that you just talked about your gifts before?
They need more joy, they need more fun.
Need more joy, like through your dance
dancing.
And through your, right? Okay, so cool. So through your dance, and now obviously you've learned yoga and yoga instructor
yes.
and things like that. So, okay, yoga through dance and movements and things like that, things are more fun, okay? Now, the final part is, right, looking at what is the thing that is most commercial that you can get paid for, and then it can go into the least commercial. Now that's very interesting. So let's say, for example, if you talk about dance, if you talk about yoga, if you talk about healing, if you talk about these different things, care, love, okay, which one is most commercial that people would pay to learn?
Which one's most commercial?
Yeah. That
yoga.
That majority of people just like.
Dancing.
Dancing is probably most commercial.
Yeah.
Right? So when you see what is your direction, what should you be doing, now you should be, if you want to help more people, yes or no?
Yes.
Of course, it's a no-brainer, right? If you want to help more people, now you should go to that most commercial part. How do you use dance to attract the people? How do you then take people along the journey from dance to love and joy and care, right? Whether through yoga or whatever, or breath work or whatever you do, and then to things like self-love and motivation, and then healing. Like if you talk like some sort of business sense, that's kind of a bit like a funnel. It's like saying that if you want to affect the most people right now, you can say, okay, I will be a healer. Yeah. Okay, yes, you can brand yourself as a healer, but actually your passion is in dance. Like let's say, for example, if you were to make a video on healing, I'm guessing your energy will be very different if you were making a video on dance.
Yeah.
I'm guessing people will read through the lens your joy and your happiness in dance. Right? Healing is something that you like to do, that you can help people with, but dance is your core. So when that's the case, what should you be doing? Actually, your content, your videos, your things like that, what you put out to the world should be to do with dance. Loads of people are interested in dance. They will follow you to watch dance and to be inspired in dance. Through dance comes your speech of creativity, your speech of motivation, your speech of inspiration, which will take people through a deeper journey, a more conscious journey, which then people will get to know the real Nishma a lot more, to realize that, oh, actually, she does things like energy healing and breath work and yoga and all these things too. And more people from dance, which is most commercial and most eyeballs are there, will then come on this consciousness journey with you. That is how you take answering a few questions to recognize what your soul gifts are, what your supernatural gifts are, right? What your spiritual gifts are, and how does that actually link to why you are here on this plane of earth, on this planet, in this lifetime, and how you should best approach it to be able to make it your thing where you can get paid while doing something you're passionate about and serving your highest purpose.
Wow, that's very interesting. But what if people have not figured out their spiritual gifts yet? Is there any way they can, later on in their life, find out what their gifts are?
It's not required that later on in their life.
Or is it something that they would have seen
if they ask
already?
a lot of questions, if they answer a lot of the questions that we were asking at the beginning, there's bound to be something. There has to be something, tidying things, managing things, cooking. Some people just naturally love cooking and are naturally good at cooking. Some people are terrible at cooking. So these things, some people are good at singing. Some people are good managing people, leadership. So everybody has some plus point. Some people are good at being lazy, right? Now that might be quite funny, but good at being lazy, meaning that it's very interesting because I think it was Bill Gates who said this once. He said something like, smart people are lazy people because lazy people are smart enough to get other people to do all the work for them. They're very good at outsourcing. Yeah. So sometimes if you're very good at being lazy, actually, do you know, there's some people, I know, like some parents I was speaking to recently said, my kid's really lazy, just hiding in the room gaming all the time. And I'm saying, how can you call that kid lazy? You said that kid is gaming all the time. Do you know how much discipline it takes to game all the time? She was sharing with me, she said, my son, I don't know what it is, he wakes up, sets his alarm, wakes up at 3 a.m. in the morning to play gaming with people in the US and things. I said, that's discipline. Who can wake up at 3 a.m. every morning to go gaming? That's motivation. They're not lazy. Yeah. They are just motivated in something different. So when people find, okay, if it's gaming, that's the thing too. Does a lot of people like gaming? Yes, are people inspired by gaming? In fact, the biggest YouTubers are gamers, right? So everybody has something. If they really ask themselves the question, what am I good at? What do I usually do? What am I passionate about? They will be able to find those answers. And when they find those answers and you start linking it up, and ask yourself, what does the world need and what can I get paid for? And your answers will start coming. But you should focus on the mass first. Reach more people, help more people, and then go into the more micro niches.
So it's mainly about doing a lot of self-reflection, and instead of trying to figure out, oh, I don't have this, so I don't have that, see what you actually have, and then you work from there.
That's right.
And you figure it out.
That's right. And then there's a final plus point we all need to note down is, let's say, for example, I have this, I have that, I have this, I have that. What pays me and what gives me money? Am I missing a certain skill? The final bonus point is to do with what skill you can still acquire, right? Let's say, for example, back then, I had all the skills I have today. The only skill that I didn't have was confidence and speaking. Confidence and speaking, because I was a shy kid, I was an introvert, confidence and speaking was a skill I acquired and learned in this lifetime. But now I use that alongside the leadership skills that I already had, right? Alongside my inquisitiveness, my need for curiosity and venturing into new things, my need and stubbornness. That's also a gift. A lot of successful people are very stubborn because they're focused on one thing. If they don't have that stubbornness, they cannot achieve that, Right. So all of those gifts, how you link it all up. Oh, what I required was I required to know how to use my voice, so I learned speaking. So the final bonus point is, what other skill, whether it's money management, whether it's speaking, whether it's leadership, whether it's, whatever it is, what is the extra skill you need to learn to actually make it work for you? So if you cover all, if you need to rewatch this video again, because we've covered quite a lot of ground here, but you watch it again and just start scripting, writing, answering the questions. My spiritual master always says, with questions comes answers. So from there, then you start looking at the paper and you start realizing, wait there a second, maybe I'm supposed to do this, so your answers will come from there.
Okay, and we have a lot of valuable points there. And make sure you guys type in the comments if you find any of this information really helpful. Let us know, and maybe it will help anyone else reading the comments as well. They'll find it more relatable. But I guess that's it. Thank you so much, Master, for sharing all those valuable points. And thank you all for watching this video. Hope you guys found it valuable. And again, like Master said, you can rewatch it again so you can really install in your mind and really apply these points into your life as well. And we're going to come back with more good videos, with more information on another episode as well. But for now, thank you so much, and make sure to like the video if you liked it, and comment and share the video as well. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel. But for now, that's it from me and Master. Thank you.
Namaste.